All right, let's dive into a modern mystery, something you've probably noticed but maybe haven't put a name to: the people who are practically ghosts online. We're going to unpack the psychology behind this digital invisibility and discover why it might not be a weakness at all, but actually a huge source of strength. Just think about it for a second. You meet someone new, maybe a new coworker, or a friend brings them up, and you do what we all do, right? You go to look them up. But when you search, poof, almost nothing. No endless stream of photos, no constant life updates, just quiet, a really sparse digital presence. What's the very first thought that pops into your head? You know, our gut reaction to this social media ghost actually says a whole lot more about us and about the assumptions we all make. Our brains just can't help it, can they? We see that empty space and we immediately start trying to fill in the blanks. We start telling ourselves a story about them. Maybe they're out of the loop, or super secretive, or, let's be honest, maybe we just think they're not that interesting. But what if all of those assumptions are completely 100% backward? So on the one hand, our default is to think they must be shy, maybe even a little insecure. But I want you to consider a totally different perspective. What if that silence isn't a lack of confidence, but a sign of incredible security? What if it's not boring at all, but actually powerful? To really get this idea, we kind of have to throw out our old ways of thinking. It means we need a whole new framework for what online silence really is. See, the core idea here is that for these people, staying offline isn't some passive thing they do because they're scared or don't have social skills. No, it's an active, deliberate choice. It's a strategy. It's a very specific kind of intelligence in action. And it has a name: privacy intelligence. It's pretty much what it sounds like. It's the conscious choice to value your own private world more than you value public attention. But here's the crucial part. It's rooted in psychological security. This isn't about hiding from the world. It's about being so secure in yourself that you just don't feel the need to constantly show the world. Okay, so that's the big question, right? Where does that kind of psychological security even come from? Well, to understand that, we need to peel back a layer and look at the psychology of self-worth. I want you to think about social media like this. For a lot of people, it acts as a kind of digital mirror. You know, just like a regular mirror shows you your physical reflection, these platforms often reflect back our sense of who we are. Think about it. Every single post, every picture we share, it's like we're asking the world a question, isn't it? Do you like this? Am I funny? Do you approve of me? And the likes, the shares, the positive comments, those become the answer. They feel like proof from the outside world that we matter, that we're valuable. But just imagine for a second, what if your sense of who you are was so solid, so complete, that you didn't need to constantly check your reflection in the eyes of hundreds of other people? What would that even feel like? This, right here, is the foundation for everything we're talking about. It's called intrinsic self-worth. It's that deep down feeling that your value as a human being has nothing to do with your follower count or how many likes your photo gets. It's not dependent on anyone else's approval. It's just there. It comes from inside you. And here's where it gets really cool. That deep sense of self-worth doesn't just stay locked up inside. It actually builds and transforms into a unique and very real form of personal power. The way it works is actually pretty straightforward. It all starts on the inside with that intrinsic self-worth. Once you have that, you no longer need the digital mirror to tell you who you are. Your identity isn't tied to what other people click on. And the result of all that? Pure freedom. The power of digital invisibility. And we're not talking about some abstract philosophical power here. This has real, tangible benefits. It's freedom from that constant nagging pressure to perform and curate the perfect-looking life online. It means your identity is confirmed by your actual life, by real experiences, not by clicks. It frees up so much mental energy that you can then pour into things that really matter, like deep work, meaningful relationships, or just growing as a person. So, what's the takeaway here for us? Well, this whole idea brings up a really personal question about our own lives online. And to be totally 100% clear, the point of this isn't to say that using social media is wrong or bad. It's a tool. That's it. The whole point here is just to shine a light on a different way of being, an approach that's often misunderstood, but is really rooted in a powerful and quiet confidence. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Is your online self a reflection of the person you already are, or is it helping to create the person you're becoming? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.